The following footage you're going to see is terrifying, so keep that mouse handy. Hello folks, my name is Angel Munoz of Creative Associates, and I thank you for joining me. Last month I watched all 10 episodes so far of Jellystone, and as you can no doubt surmise by the title of this video, we will be discussing why there will be no Jellystone review. Well, first of all, this is basically my parody of Cinemassacre's Ghostbusters 2016 No Review, I Refuse. With Jellystone, I did my research, I did the work that goes into these reviews, but ultimately, what happened is this. This is pretty much everything that I say is wrong with comedic animated reboots these days. I mean, it has everything that we complain about, because it has, fart jokes, pop culture references, but what's new here is gender-bent characters that have absolutely no point to the source material at all. Every single video that I have done as a limit, there was an angle. I did my research, and when I say that, part of that means I looked up for some reviews that had made the points that I was going to make anyway. And if there was a substantial amount, then why would I want to waste my time on a video talking about Jellystone in a review? And most of the reviews of TV shows and movie reboots were all done through millennials who remembered it very fondly through this phase called nostalgic goggles. And it's funny because theirs was the generation that, coined the phrase where whenever you see a reboot, it's like, oh, that movie ruined my childhood. And it's funny because a lot of those millennial people love Jellystone as much as they love Space Jam, which Trevor Thompson claimed as the original childhood ruining movie. At least, Trevor does have a unique stance on it. That's the overall point with Jellystone, where I don't have a point of view about this that is unique. Most Hanna-Barbera fans that are old school really hated this because it doesn't follow the source material. And I watched Hanna-Barbera on Boomerang, and I remember it very fondly. But when I first saw this, I was like hyped, but then I was disappointed because, I will tell you this, that there's a few things that there need to be said about other reviews, like Kareen Engel have worked on this, as well as a show called Unikitty that run on Cartoon Network. I didn't watch that show very much, although I liked the character from the Lego movie. I just thought the show kind of looked like shit. And really, it was almost doomed to fail right before it got out of the gate. I mean, when it was announced, this little piece of artwork became a viral sensation on the internet. And as the show developed, they decided to make it a lot more funnier. And they have announced that a second season was ordered by HBO Max, that there was supposedly going to be more character development and comedy coming out of it. That's how they advertise it, but to say more comedy would imply that there was ever any comedy. And so far, all of the episodes I've watched, all 10 of them, I did not see any of it. And here's the other thing. There's a lot of talented people who worked on it. I mean, it's what is typical of animated TV shows. Sometimes it's good and a lot of times it's crap, and a lot of talented people worked on it regardless if it was good or not. In fact, I can literally say now with true perspective, Yo Yogi is not really the worst thing to come out of Hanna-Barbera, because at the time, this was back in the early 90s, and the characters are depicted as youngsters. And while the show is made for little children, they are still the characters that we all know and loved. These characters, in Jellystone in particular, they're just basically carbon copies of Ren and Stimpy, Rick and Morty, and Family Guy characters. The other thing about Yo Yogi that's better than Jellystone is nothing about Jellystone. Since its inception, nothing good has come of it. At least there's nothing bad to say about Crank Yankers or Space Jam, because Crank Yankers gave us Special Ed, and Space Jam gave us Lola. And while new changes can be bad in a number of ways, like redesigning the characters to be a lot more cuter, the fact is, the reason Crank Yankers seasons are funny as always, as it was well received, and Lola is still an amazing character as she was interpreted by Kristen Wiig. And none of that would have happened if it hadn't been for either Crank Yankers or Space Jam. We have to admit it. So yeah, there you have it. Literally everything that I'm ever going to say on Jellystone. And I cannot conceive, over a year later now, of doing a series review of Jellystone that would be worth a damn. Which is fitting, because if you watch any of the episodes, you would realize that the entire series was not worth a damn. Hi everybody, Rufus Mongrel here. We'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you really like this video, make sure to punch the like button and don't touch that dial, folks, cause we'll be back in just a bit. See you later.
Wait, don't forget to subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a headbutt. That's Ogre for thank you.
You can smile America with Chuck E. Cheese.